no, it's gonna be great. We're reframing this. It's cool. Deep breaths. Okay. Whenever you are ready, sir, you are allowed to begin.
Okay. So, has anyone in the class had an interesting ad experience before? One where it sounded like someone was listening to you, or the relevant things that you were searching and texting about really just, it was too specific. Well, I've had those experiences before myself, and it led me into going into research about it. Now, I've had prior classes about it, like marketing, this year with my legal environment textbook actually, and some other sources. I've decided to give you the presentation as to why that happens, and I'm gonna get into it. So, data collection. Okay. The clicker's not working, teacher.
It's okay.
What am I supposed to do?
Just click next.
Data collection. So the three main things I want you to keep in mind are what type of data is collected, how this data is collected, and what exactly companies do with this specific data. So what type of data is collected? Well, Business News Daily, Max Friedman reports that three main types of data is collected on every single individual: personal data, behavioral data, and engagement data. So what exactly is personal data? It's face scans, phone numbers, also your synced contacts, so everyone else's phone number, your gender, your IP address, which is your specific location, and your device ID. That's your make, model, and hardware on the specific device that you're logging into the website with. So what is engagement data? That's how you interact with the website. It's the clicks, the shares, comments, likes, basically just how you browse about the website and how you get through it. Finally, is behavioral data. It's a little bit more specific to you. It's basically your routine every time you log into the website and exactly what you do. It's your purchase history, it's your repeated actions, it's your mouse movements. It's specific to you every time you go into the website. So how is this data collected? This is my second point. It's very important to keep in mind. And the first way this data is collected is directly, by asking you, the customer, the consumer. They can ask you in the terms of service when you log into the website. Usually they allow themselves the rights to the data that you're giving them through cookies and through feedback. Feedback is like surveys, rate 5 stars your experience, that type of jazz. And then the second way is indirectly. I got a little scientist guy here because it actually goes into a tidbit in my legal environment textbook about how Facebook collected data on 600,000 Americans. They ran a experiment on these 600,000 Americans by altering their Facebook feeds. They chose half to be super happy, they made half super sad. Now, the whole purpose of the study was to collect data on how feeds alter your interactions, alter your mood, and the reason why they were allowed to do this is because it was deemed ethical. Why was it deemed ethical? Because it did not induce harm or call to action to do harm. Now, companies can also do it unethically, which means that it's illegal. A great example of this would be the New York Times article, April 2018, that outlined the Cambridge Analytica scandal. This scandal was when Cambridge Analytica used a Facebook survey to collect your data, which you agreed to, that's fine, but it also allowed them to collect all your friends' data on Facebook as well. So my third main point is, how do companies use this data? What exactly do they do with this data once they harvest it? they tailor your experience. They alter your feed, they alter your ads, which is referring back to my original question, and they target your interests. So a great example of tailoring your feed would actually be in the news right now with the Facebook whistleblower in the 60 Minutes interview. Exactly how Facebook understood that as they were fighting misinformation with the election, it wasn't driving profits, because when they alter your feed, the algorithm gives you things that you are interested in, and it creates a lot of interest and interactions. So this is an example of actually myself and my interests that I got through Instagram. You can go into Instagram and you can download data that they have on you. This is what interests they believe I have. The list was like on and on and on. This was just the top results. And this was actually 1/3 of the data folders that they gave me. And you can just see it has every single message, every single comment, every like, whatever interests you like, all your bios, your phone numbers, etc. And finally, they can buy and sell your data. So data is very easy to store. It costs pennies on the dollar to store. So companies that generate cash sell this data. Like Cambridge Analytica bought the data. Everyone else buys and sells data. And so I want you guys to understand what I just told you and how it relates to that ad experience that popped into your head. I want you to understand how that ad experience came to fruition and what exactly you are giving companies when you log into their website and give them this data. Thank you.